Hi, how you doing? We did finally decide we were going to do a video today. I'm going to show you in this video a couple of little techniques, like how to make a simple little tassel out of chain on a large jump ring. I'm going to show you also how to open up a leaf bead cap and then fold it around a RIvoli stone to make a mount. And then we're going to talk about something that's very special to me. Would you like to walk in here? Very special to me.
I heard tassel.
She heard very special to me.
Oh no, I'm staying off camera.
So she knew that it must be her.
No, I'm
going to tell you about somebody that's very special to me.
I heard what she was doing and I'm so interested.
It's Donna.
So I'm going to be snooping over her shoulder.
I've been very impatient this morning, and so I have to hug Donna.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
I came in here late.
All this and I didn't expect it.
We had
exit stage
We had a
left.
family party yesterday, and I came in really late, hoping to do a video. Anyway, we're gonna do the little tassel thingy dingy, and we're gonna do. You're gonna really like seeing this if you have never thought of this yourself. Miss Kate actually does this all the time, so I'm stealing this off you, Miss Kate. Thank you. I'm gonna show you how to wrap the RIvoli stone, and something near to my heart besides Donna is I love brooches. I'm wearing a big brooch here.
Love that.
I have had this since the late 90s. I think it's signed 98. And it's mine, and I made it. And it's right as rain. Nothing wrong with it. It's a glue job, and glue jobs are just fine if you do them right. And we use E6000. Okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about brooch making today, because I think everybody needs to make brooch. In fact, really for assemblage, it's really where you ought to start, is brooches. They're the easiest thing. It's where I started. Most of the people I know that make jewelry, that started back when I did, started by making brooches. So we're going to do a ding-dang brooch today, because I said so, because they're cool. And we got to bring brooches back. So get on over here, and let's bring a brooch back, okay? Come on. Okay, guys, so first we're going to do our little technique-y things, because these are the things that people even who have been making jewelry for some time might not have thought of or done before, and they're really very simple, and that might be a thing like you'd be most interested in here. I don't know, so I'm going to do it first. And this is a little tassel. It's moving all around, that I made out of a piece of crystal rosary chain that actually is in my stash. I don't carry this stuff because it tends to be kind of pricey to suit me. It used to be cheap. It's not anymore. So I don't. And then I had some little fine Figaro chain on a spool up in my shop. Hey, this is mine. I don't have any of this on site right now. I'll get some, but you know what? I bet you if you go through your stuff, you have some chain that you don't have to use this exact type. But I made this because, you know, a lot of pendants and mounts, you can flip them around and make brooches out of them. And this is mount 030 MT 030 in silverware, silver plate. And I thought like it would be really cool to put this at the bottom, so I'm going to do that. And I hope I brought the right size jumps over here. You know, when I do this kind of stuff, this kind of collage or assemblage, I like to work out of a pile of junk. Now, normally I like to be more organized than this. Kind of like organized chaos, maybe a little bit. But whenever I'm doing this kind of thing, I like to get all my interesting junk and components and parts and things from Bisou Boutiques, and I like to put them all around me because this kind of works kind of random. As you can see, I'm just attaching it to the bottom of this. Is that coming on there? Okay. We got a new camera, so we don't have to worry so much about all this stuff. Did you guys see how clear it was last week? Oh, and again, we're just using our basic tool set, which is your flatter chain nose pliers, your round nose pliers, and your flush cutters, and a jumpy tool. And in this case, 2 needle nose tweezers, which did come back in stock. I think I mentioned that last week.
Oh yeah,
People were asking. Yeah, the bracelet bender came back in stock. A lot of stuff came back in
Yeah.
stock this week. I'm putting several on here because I think it looks better when you have some room to fill, to put several. But I think I use them all up in that color, so I'll just stick with 2 on this one. But anyway, I've got a nice tassel now on the bottom of that, and I can collage this in. I can assemble this. I could put just a cameo in there, or I could do an assemblage, and then I could hang through the holes and go ahead and make another necklace. Or I could apply it to a blank, like this one. I have this reserved to do a custom job for somebody. That would be very pretty. I could do that, but also we do is make necklaces and bracelets and charm bracelets. Brooches are a very, very important part of fashion history and jewelry making history. Let me just lay that down. And why shouldn't we make a brooch, right? So let's start out by making this tassel. And I'm starting out with, I don't have my calipers here. This is at least an 8mm jump. It might be a 10.
You want the calipers?
Nah. Just use a bigger jump. Not too big, but I'd say 8 or a 10 is pretty good. And then what I'm doing is I'm just taking my Figaro chain and I'm looking for the long lengths because you probably know. Let me just lay this down. Figaro chain is several short lengths and then a long one. And they call it Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. What aria is that from? Let me ask you. Who can tell me? Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Who knows opera? Is it Rigoletto? That's your Google for the day. I think it's from Rigoletto. Or is that other one, La Donna Mobile? I don't know. I'm not up on that stuff too much anymore since I lost my voice. Okay, so all I did is I just looped that on there. That's all it is I just took random lengths and just looped it on. It's just hanging every which way. Okay, now I've got these little pieces of rosary chain, and this is the way I'm doing it. I'm putting this on this end, and I'm putting this one on the other. Too much coffee. Okay, now, see? It's kind of pretty because it's got that waterfall effect in the middle and it's got the crystal on the ends. Okay, so now I close this little booger. And I'm ready to put it on something. This could be earrings. Would that not be simple? Just cut you off some lengths of that and, stick it on some ear hooks and voila. But that's not what I'm doing today. I'm putting it on brooches because ding dong dang it, we're bringing brooches back. Okay? Okay. I have spoken. All right. So there's a tassel. And there's one that's attached. Now we've got this lovely little thing. And this lovely little thing happens to be this lovely little thing, which is a bead cap. And this lovely little thing, which is a 12mm Czech Preciosa machine cut crystal AB RIvoli stone, which no, I don't carry on the site yet. I'm probably going to have some real soon because we just need a little bit of bling around here. Okay? I'm just not too big into machine cut stones. I'm just not too big into Swarovski because, everybody has Swarovski. I like Preciosa. It usually has like it's a facet like chaton. It has one facet less, and it's a lot less money. And it's still crystal, and it's still very nice foil. This is a nice silver foil, just as good as Swarovski. You can save some money, so hey, let's save some money. We gotta save some money, because we got other stuff to spend it on. Around here, we gotta spend it on wedding stuff. Somebody's getting married. It's not me. I got married 40 years ago. I said once was enough. So I put up with them. Okay, there we go. So you see what I did with it? This happens to be, by the way, this is going to be cap 01854. Cap 01854. And Shelly actually doesn't have it on the site yet, but as soon as this video is over, she's going to race like the wind and get it on. Okay? But I think we might have other ones, but even if we don't. You could even take and like, if you wanted to, you could like even take it and hammer it down a little bit. But I wouldn't so much. You want a little bit of that dapping left in there because it's going to help you wrap it. And I'm going to show you how. Okay, this is so simple. I'm going to try to do this on camera. Okay, so now I've got my RIvoli stone there. Of course, I've got it pointed the right side up. And they're a little bit funny because, you know, they have that flying saucer type look about them. So you got to hold it in place. And I'm going to start bending up. And I'm going to go bend up the other side now. And this isn't perfect yet. The perfect comes at the end. Now I'm bending up the other side. At the same time, I'm going to try not to break this because it's a little bit fragile of a finding. Brass, it's very thin brass. They're whispering up there. I hear them whispering up there. I hear them whispering up there. They're talking about me. Okay, no they're not. Okay, so now I'm just starting to bend it down. I'm doing this with my fingers too, guys, did you notice? I'm not using anything. And it's best if you can do as much of this with your fingers as you can. You know what? You probably can't see that. My hand in the way. Is that better, Javi? We'll do another one, okay, guys? We'll do two. And I'm not, you know, real powerful, so, you know, this is not hard. But I try not to use my pliers too much because I don't want to ding up this glass because it's a little bit brittle, you know, and it could chip. Oh, Donna's back.
We need Fig 4153 for an order.
4153.
You got it laying there and we're going
Which
nuts.
one is it?
That one.
That's 4150.
I know, but I think that's it.
Is this the one you
Can
want?
I have
the
that?
sprig?
Yeah.
You can have one.
Can I have, how many you need?
They're trying to fill orders still. I need this for now. Here.
Here, just give me a little handful. Sorry about
Count,
that.
just count them out.
I will. I'll be
Okay.
a good girl. You
If
know
you need
I
more,
always
come
am.
back and get them. We had like a pile of you guys wrote in yesterday and ordered stuff, but then I had a little deal going on yesterday, so maybe that was it. And we have a wonderful dual giveaway. Now I am using my flat nose here, and it's because I've got some pieces sticking up, and we don't want that to snag clothing. So I'm going to try and get that down. This is the place where it gets a little iffy. I did find that sometimes if you take the round nose, like I've got pieces. Javi, is that too close? Can you see this piece here sticking up?
Yep.
Yeah, can. We don't want to leave that like that. Okay, so get in here with this and just kind of try and bend it over, but be careful. You know, so this is, you're going to have to fuss with this. This is a good job, like, say you were going to do a bunch of this, sit in front of the TV some night and just do a bunch of them and have them made and done, okay? So I will perfect this later, and we will suffice it to say that you don't want these pieces sticking up because they're going to jag. Even on a brooch. We don't like jaggy pieces sticking up. No jaggy stuff. I'm not going to move like Jagger. Oh, I need more sleep. Okay. Okay, so I've got two. These are not perfect. You know, you'll perfect them, but I've shown you the basic technique, which I'm going to do one more time. Start out with this bead cap, which will be cap 01854, and it's like this in its natural state, okay? And we're gonna take and we're gonna flatten it. I might just take my chain nose and flatten that. Pull it out a little bit more. Yeah, don't whack it on your bench block. Do this. This is better. If Miss Kate was here, she could show you how to do it herself. Miss Kate likes to make unconventional mounts and stuff out of bead caps, which is a very cool and very smart thing to do. Okay, so now I've got it. I'll just show you how I put it in the middle. I've got it all laid out. Okay, so now I'm going to pick it up. Very smart. And you know, they did that in Haskell jewelry, which I love the old Haskell jewelry. So I'm just pushing it up. Yeah, fumbly fingers. Brenda is trying to teach people how to do stuff while she throws the stuff all around. Yeah, she's quite a teacher. You know what? But it makes me just like everybody else, which is very, very cool. Because we're all learning. I actually do know how to do this. But you're watching me. So how could I possibly do it perfectly with you watching me? Ever have somebody standing over you while you're trying to type something? Do you type better when I stand over you, Javi, telling you how to spell something?
No.
No, not usually. No. See, so everybody on YouTube that likes these videos is watching me do this now, so how could I possibly do it that well, right? But you're getting the point, right, guys? And you know, here's another thing you do once you get one or two sides down, is you could do your old deal like this, you know, and push it over. Keep trying to get my hands out of there. Okay, this needs some refining, as you can see. But that's okay. This is something you have to fiddle around with. But it's a technique. And if you know a better way, and Miss Kate does, I'm sure, you may politely and kindly tell us. Because we have no problem with constructive criticism. The only problem I have is when somebody gets on here who's never made a video and starts getting nasty with me, then it just goes delete. Because this is a no drama zone. Did you know that? Oops. See, that's not what you want. You don't want sounds like that, because that means that you're probably nicking your stone. Don't do that. Okay. So, for the interest of time, because my husband's taking me to movies tonight, I'm quitting there. I don't want to have you up there all day and all night. But then you've got the point, and I've got one here I can use. So that's how you do that. You get your little RIvoli stones and you put them in there. And you could probably do it with a low dome cab too. You wouldn't want anything that had a high dome to it though. Probably wouldn't work so hot. Okay, but you can try it if you want. You know, it's up to you. But anyway, that's the two little technique-y things that I wanted to share with you today is the mini tassel.
Love it.
And yeah, I mean, this make great waterfall earrings. I mean, a bride could wear that.
Yeah. And the fact that they're uneven is very graceful. I don't want them all blunt.
Actually, you know, what I like to do is I like to go and I do like them to be uneven and kind of come down to a point.
Me too.
But what I like to do then, see, when we get off camera, what I'll do is I'll
I
hang.
have to stay away.
Yeah, because she's not right today, and she's gonna make me laugh. I like to take and put that on. In fact, I'll put one on just to show you. Now, I don't carry these either because I told you last week they're spendy. So once in a while, if you get a gifty, I'll look in it because maybe I might have thrown one in. But you can make your own. Just get your own little beads and put them on. You know, it's like I say, it's one of those jobs when you've got a good movie to watch on TV and you just get everything in a basket on your lap and you just sit there and you make a whole bunch of components and you have them. Look at that, see? So if I put those all on the bottoms of there, then they'll all have that. That's what I did with my horse last week. You know, my horse I came out spectacular, if I say so myself. And that it's on the website right now for sale. But anyway, I did that all at the ends of it. Okay, let me get out of here and keep going. All right, so I showed you how to do that. Now, you could take and you could do an assemblage on that. If we have a minute, we will do it. But I have one started over here. So the mounts work, you know, for assemblage basis is what I'm saying. But I have something started over here. And we're going to do this one with buttons and bits. And this piece is, I've got so many things pulled out here that you could use. We're just going to do a little fashion show at the end. This is Brooch, B-R-O-X 04983. This piece. This can be bent to make an awesome cuff. But it could also be a brooch. Or it could also be a centerpiece for a necklace. Because you've got all these hanging possibilities. Okay, so what I'm going to do first, when you make a brooch, I used to even have a little report about this on my site several evolutions of it ago. Hey Donna, Can you please bring me a couple of Ziplocs so that I can clean the tip of this off, or Shelly or somebody?
A couple of what?
Ziplocs. Just little Ziplocs. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, guys. Okay, with Collage. I'm going to kind of lay
You
this
don't
out
mean a
first.
Ziploc bag.
Yes, I do.
Oh.
For lack of something better. Thanks. So I can clean this off. Okay, you put your big parts down first. Now, I might want to hang stuff here because when I wear this, I would probably wear it on the left side. So I would want the things that were hanging to be hanging toward my shoulder, probably. It doesn't really matter, but that's how I do it, okay? So anyway, so now I'm going to just start laying these out. And I kind of do them asymmetrically, really. And it's my, you know, my glue, my chip and dip method, you know, where I get it on the side and then push it in. Okay, so we're going to do that. And I'll put this one here. And I love to put buttons for bottoms on pins because it kind of fills in. I'm going to put this one here. I remember when I got these. This one time when I went over to the warehouses. About, 12, 13 years ago. Okay. Do you see how I did that? I'm just kind of going around. This is like a shim underneath that. Then I need something bigger in here, but I might want it to be that. I'm going to clean my tip off and stick it somewhere. I don't even know where I put the lid to this. It's in a mess. Oh, thank you, Javi. Javi just pointed it out to me. I need helpers, guys. So if I use this now, I've got a hole at the top. Now, for this hole, I could get rid of that, or I could set a pearl in it. I think in this case, I might set something in it. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one on. And it says amour. So the theme of this brooch is going to be love. I like, when I'm making a brooch, and I have also found that one of the best ways, in case you didn't know this, if you make brooches, one of the best ways to sell a brooch, I better stand up so I can get this on there right. One of the best ways to sell a brooch is to do it in theme. Now that can be color as well. But since this is kind of a funky little brooch, then in that case, I'm going to want it to be about a kitty cat, or about tea drinking, or coffee drinking, or a nurse, or a teacher. Give it some kind of a theme of some sort. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to set a little leaf in here because I've got a crack. Remember how we said how we put stuff in these cracks here so we can fill them in? Okay, that's a good place because it keeps movement. Another good place to put something like that would probably be here if it fits. Yes. I like movement. I also like a symmetry. Some people will put like a filigree hanging off one end and hang a bunch of stuff coming down. You know, it's all about, you know, what you think is going to be best. Now on this one, I'm going to want to leave a little space so I can get up in here and hang. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll just hang it right now. Now this is going to be a little tricky because I already started working on this. It would probably be better to figure out what you were going to hang on something before you started working. But sometimes, you know what? This is so random. Sometimes you don't know. You don't know until you get moving with it. So, and I think I'm also going to put a key on that. Key and a heart. Now, the trick is to pick this up and get this in here. Watch it all slide off. If it does, it's no big deal though. You can just slide it back. Yeah, it's starting to slide, but it's alright. It's not hopeless. Sometimes you just don't know until you get working on it. Okay, I want to get that flush. Yeah, it moved, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. Okay, now I've got it down so that I can get this where I need to get it. I'm doing an operation on it. Looks like I'm operating. All right. I'm actually pretty good at this, guys. See, I'll prove it. I'll take this off so you can see it. It's one of my favorites. I can't even get this part anymore. So, I can't tell you. In fact, I can't get this. I can't get this. I can't get this. And maybe if I did some hunting, I could. I don't think so, though. Okay, now I need to put this back in place because it moved. Easily done. And yeah, I've got some spillage there, so I'll take my trusty toothpick. And when this is done, I'll flip this jump ring around back so that you don't see where I joined it, even though it is very nice and flush. I like to not see joints. That's me. Okay, so this is about love and amour. Amour. And that's the heart and the key. You got the key to my heart. We got that going on. And let's see, I've got some of these pretty little sprigs, which she came and wanted the bag. I don't know if she took the bag. I don't know. It's Fig 04150. That's in raw brass. And I spray painted this with a little bit of light white, and as you can see, it's very malleable. You can cut this up if you want. Now, I don't want to hide all my amour there, so I'm going to bend it back a little bit. We've used these in so many projects. These are from 50s tooling, and a lot of brooches used to be made out of this very piece. One of the names that comes to mind the most is a company by the name of Brooches. You can go look that up. Beaujewels. And I used to, when I was back dealing, I used to say it was spring size. I don't know why it made me say it was spring size. On a spring, they were riveted, 332 rivets. Most holes, this is called a swedge hole, guys. This little hole here, did you know that? That's a swedge hole. And in American-made brass stampings, most of them are 332 size, and that's why when you come to Bisa Boutiques, most of our rivets are 332, because we sell American-made brass stampings. So it just kind of makes sense that we would sell what you need to do the job. So we got that pretty little thing going on in there. Now, we need to fill that with something, which would normally be like another flower or sprig or something. Let me set my glue down and just kind of think. And this is why it's so good to have a whole bunch of stuff around you. Now, I've got this piece, which you probably recognize from the website. I don't have a number on me right now. I just picked it up because it was on my desk. And of course, I'm bending it again. So I could... Oh, that makes it kind of frosty and pretty, doesn't it? And then I think what we'll do is we'll take one of our little RIvoli stones that we finished. Where was the one that was all good and finished? Is it that one? Yeah, this one. We could do that, or take that out. Maybe that's better by itself, because then I'm going to take and put little pearls in there. I don't know. Let me do it again. This or that. This or that. I feel like you're getting an eye test. Okay, this or that. Or that. Oops. Me like you that a little bit better. So where does this go then? Because I want to use this in here too, and I don't want to cover my amour. Well, we'll see. I kind of like that best. It kind of goes with it better. If you get a little bit of glue on something, you know, just take your handy dandy toothpick and just get the hay off of there, that's all. You know, because you're probably going to cover it anyway, so you just don't sweat that stuff. You can always remove it later. How do you do that? With a Q-tip and a little bit of Goo Gone. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set this because I'm liking that best. Alright. Watch me, when this is over, I go make this into a necklace. Doughhead. I'm not going to. I promise you, I'm not making this into a necklace. This is not going to be a necklace. It's a brooch. Who knows? Maybe I'll give it away. Ooh, I've been known to give a few things away. This week we've got a double giveaway. Did I tell you that? I can't remember. I got a glue string here. That's why I'm teasing that. But I don't think I have to worry about it because I can probably get something over it. Okay. So I set that. Alright, that's all in there. Okay, so I have my amour. Amour. Then I have my funky Mona Lisa. No, she's got too much color. I don't want her. And then, oh, we could do, we'd be like, I love you, so why don't you call me? We could put a telephone in there. And then we could take and we could put another few buttons. But we're going to use smaller ones this time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay the buttons down first. I love you, so why don't you call me? Call me. Don't be afraid, you can call me. Okay. Set that one under there, like kind of like a shim. I'm going to leave this empty because I might want to do something else with that. And then I just don't want to cover my letters all up. I want you to be able to read that says amour, okay? Amour. These are just the little things about collage that you need to know, or assemblage, as they say now. We always called it collage. Maybe I'll put my, hey, I like that up there. I like that up there. What do you think, Harvey? Or do you have no opinion? You don't know. We didn't get Javi doing this kind of stuff yet. She still likes her wire and her, oh man, is she good with that polymer clay. She just loved it when Christy Friesen came last year and she was in the class. She says, I love polymer clay. Okay, now I got a glue glob in there. Did you see that nasty glue glob? I think we better take care of that like right now. And here's how we're going to do it. This is what I love about collage. It's so, or assemblage, or whatever you want to call it. It's just so forgiving. I got these little puny, cute, no-hole pink pearls. I'm just going to take, another thing you could do is take the microbeads. If you have a glue glob, you can just sprinkle microbeads down into that glue glob. And when it's set up, you can paint over it with a little bit of, see that doesn't want to stick. I may need some more glue over my glue glob. You can just paint over it with a little bit of jewelry shell. And that, my dears, will seal it. I should do that. Except where did I put them? I don't know. They were sitting, they're there. Okay. I should do that. Then you could see. I think I will because I got a crack here and that's what you need is a crack. Get this off a bit. You need a crack. I got a crack here and a crack there. So let's do microbeads. What the hey? Why not? We got a shot. We got a chance. I do want to get this off of the amour. I don't like that on there. Okay, so now I'm going to take, I'll put a little bit in there. Lay that down. See, wherever I get this stuff, this glue, it's going to adhere. And so Okay. Now, where did I put them? Here they are. I'm going to take them, shake them into my hand. Let's see them. You can see why they call them micro beads. They're itty bitty. Okay, now where did I put that glue? Here it is. And so just throw them down in there. Yeah. Get out of your way. They're going all over. That's okay because they're going where there's no glue. I think they used to call these ballotini beads. Okay. So anything that doesn't stay on there, I'll just throw that down there. Don't worry about it. At the end, when this is all dry, you will take your jewelry shield, which I don't know where mine is right now. Well, it's sitting here someplace. You see it, honey? Oh, yeah. This stuff. This is really good to paint on the backs of like cuffs and things like that. It's going to touch skin so you don't get allergic reaction, but it's really good if you need just a little bit of lacquer to go over something and hold it. I use this over my micro beads. Okay, so we've got that going on. Okay, let's finish this up. All right, it needs, to my mind, it needs another one of these. Now, I don't want that hole on the end of that. Yes, that's what I want. Too much iced tea on video day. I'm going to think I'm going to put that there too. Yes. Yeah, this is a new little brass ox rose. You know what though? You could use a ceramic one. This brass ox rose is going to be BROX01801. BROX01801. It's not on the site yet, but it will be today. If I get to put it myself. And I won't. Shelly will do it. So if I just get done in time. So she can. And that's the only one I volunteered, these two. Had a few other little things come in, like just a couple days before the holiday. Now I'm going back and I'm kind of filling in with a few pearls here. That hole's got to be covered, that hole's got to be covered. Okay, so I need a little tiny something there for that. So I'm going to do one of these little tiny beads. Okay. And get that in there. Get the string off of it. Did I get it in the right place? Nope. Try again. You know, that would actually be a really good place for a flat back. Do I have any flat? Oh, I do. Oh, I got a pink one. Do I want a pink? Or no, I'm gonna do topaz. See how it is? You can just change your mind. So I'm gonna do. I've got two topaz flatbacks that just happen to be sitting up here. Topaz AB. They're out of my own stash, but we do carry flatback rhinestones at the site, so you can get them there. There was some glue showing on there. That's why I moved that. We do not want glue showing. And then I have to go ahead. I'll do this after we're done, but I got to set, stuff in here. I'll put it on my blog maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll tell you about the movie I went to see. I'm going to go see is it called Big Eyes? Is that the name of it? I want to see, what was her name in real life? Carolyn Keene. When I was a little girl, I loved her art. My grandma used to buy the ones that looked like her stuff and put them in my room. Have her there when I would go to see her in the summertime to help with the farm guys, because they lived on a farm. And I grew up cooking for farm hands. Okay, so we got a more and a heart and a key and a call. Don't be afraid, you can call me. Why is that? Because I'll never stop loving you. And I'm going to go off to the side kind of cockeyed with that. And it won't really cover my amour. This is a silverware charm that we carry. We have all these charms on the website under the French charms and under the silverware silver plate. So here's another little flat back I'm going to put up in that hanging hole. This has turned out to be a very cool pin. Yeah. I don't want to lose this flat back, but I just might have lost it. It's a little bit jellified because I've got, here's another one, let me do it again. You don't want to get stuff all over the top of that. That does not look good. When you set a stone and it's got glue, See, I've got some glue seepage here. I'll have to deal with that later. I might have to pull it off. You know, you always have to go back at the end, like I was telling you last week, and check to see if you need to clean something up. And again, you want to keep the stuff off your fingers. I've got a little bit on mine, so as soon as I'm done with this video, guess where I'll be? I'll be in the restroom cleaning it off. Okay, this is, I want to put a little tiny bit of rhinestone chain in there. So I'm going to cut some. I never did put my little RIvoli in, did I? No, I never put them in yet. And people out there think they're getting in today. I don't have my sign on. I'm not stopping this, I gotta tell them we're not open. Nobody comes around until you try to do video, then they all show up. How many times we had people knocking on the door? So put a little piece of rhinestone chain in there. And then my RIvoli. I don't know if I like that there or not. Maybe if I took this out, put that there. I don't know, what do you think, Javi? Makes it kind of glitzy-fied. You put that there, put that there. I don't know if it's balanced. Well, I'm still not sorry I showed you how to do this. Although I don't know if this goes on this piece or not. I'm just kind of thinking maybe not. You'll find that out. You'll get things ready and you'll say, okay, I'm going to put these all in this piece. And then you won't do it. Okay, now this is getting a little bit obscured, so I'm going to pull it down and more. Okay, yeah, I'll just stick this right here. Okay, so we're pretty much done. I might do a little bit more to this. I might not. We'll see what happens. But that's pretty much how this goes. Making a brooch. And you can just have the most ridiculous fun with it because it can be real freeform. It can be all over the place. It can be small. It can be big. It could be set like on a mount, like we showed, which I was going to do, but I've just run out of time. It could be put on, you know, what would be normally a mini assemblage tag, put this way or this way. Okay, here are some good things for assemblage. I'm just going to call them out to you. Silwar 09939, which is the little mini telephone. Okay, and then the Fig 04150, which is the sprig. Okay, then we showed you the backing that I used. Okay, the leaf that I used was this one. And it is LF07665, the filigree leaf. Oh, here's that base. This base is base 01324. And this base, if you ever want to try doing one that way, make a small pin with a dangle. Base 01769 is a good one. And then like the chatty squirrels would be really good on one of these. In fact, I've done them. BROX 07410. That's a really good theme. If you like cats, a good cat theme one is this guy. I always called him Buster. Okay? And he is BROX 01154. So that's a cat theme. Okay? Card playing theme. BROX 01225. I'm going to stop there because I could just go on and on and on and on. And our website is just so full of every kind of little darling little element that you could build a theme around. And a theme is the best way to build a brooch unless you're doing it fashion style with color out of a color palette. If you're not doing a color palette, then don't just do random things. Make it a theme and people will buy it faster because it will say something about them. The only exception to that would be maybe doing all antique buttons because people love that. But if you want to sell it, give them a reason to buy it, and a theme is that. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Come join us at the Bisou Boutiques Creative Group. Next week we might do a few more small ones. I'll have them planned out better. And you just keep after it because this is such a cool way to make jewelry that people love, they're intrigued with, and that really, really sells. And be sure to come visit us at bisouboutiques.com, which is the home of the good stuff. Okay, you guys have a great day, and we'll catch you next week.